Welcome to Geek Fandom Media. I'm your host, Chris, and boy, do we gotta talk about Daredevil Born Again episodes 1 and 2. I just got done watching it, you guys, and we're talking spoilers. If you guys haven't seen it, please click off the video because we are talking spoilers. This show was probably one of my most anticipated projects of any medium of the year. So I was really excited to see how they were going to kind of continue this trend of Marvel television. But I was also concerned with all the bad things we were hearing, and then Marvel ultimately deciding to retool this entire season, you guys. And let me tell you something. From the first episode, you guys, it did not disappoint. We jump straight back into this authentic world that Netflix had already created with a shot of adrenaline. That first episode, in the first 20 minutes, I was losing my mind. It was non-stop. And to get to see Daredevil really go full acrobatic and, swinging from the building, stuff we never really saw from the Marvel Netflix stuff, really flushed out so well. In this first episode, I was losing my shit. I was cheering. Amazing stuff. This really feels like the Netflix version, but heavily advanced. You have to realize that was 7 years ago. They can do so much more in this series now. Holy crap. We got to talk about the spoiler. Foggy Nelson's death broke me. I was heartbroken because you've grown to love these characters in the first 3 seasons. You've grown to love Foggy so much. He's so much of the heart of Matt Murdock. So when Foggy got killed, I was devastated. And to see Matt's reaction, it's so funny. I wasn't even calling him Daredevil. I was calling him Matt. To see Matt go after Bullseye, Poindexter, I was like, fuck him up, Matt. Go, Matt. Go. Because his best friend was outside dying. And to see Karen caring for him, it was gut-wrenching. And that fight sequence, you guys, that whole one take was beautifully. It was so great, so well established. The tone, everything. The fighting choreography, you guys, was outstanding. Outstanding. The way that Bullseye was just throwing all those blades at Matt, and he was just like, and he just kept going after him, And I love that they really enhanced his senses in this season, especially like his hearing. It is so enhanced. You guys, when I tell you this, when he was fighting Bullseye at the top of the building, and he's slowly trying to focus on his friend's, his life, and he hears him dying, and the heartbeat, and when he stopped hearing that, bro, that was it. That was done. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna lose it. And he was just going ham. He was going ham on this dude. Now we understand the line in the trailers. A line was crossed. He threw Bullseye off that building like it was nothing. His best friend was just murdered. And he had the man in his hands. So at that moment, he did not give any Fs. Nothing whatsoever. He wanted vengeance. He wanted justice. Not the justice that's done or served in court, but vigilante justice. And that's what he got. So when he threw Bullseye off and he fell in, I was like, oh shit. I was like, he's dead. And then all of a sudden this fool started moving. I was like, no, he's not dead. I was like, go downstairs, Matt. Start beating his face into the ground. The violent nature, the tone that first episode really set was crazy. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I literally was cheering. And the intro and the music, the score, it was so damn good. You guys, I am so over the moon impressed with this. Just with these first 2 episodes, Daredevil Born Again is #1 for Marvel television for me. I think it surpasses WandaVision, just these first 2 episodes. I think if it surpasses Loki Season 1, Loki Season 2. I love the dark grittiness. It feels so different, especially the way it's edited, the way it's shot, the style, the way, Hell's Kitchen looks. It feels so grounded and so gritty. I was like, yo, I'm loving this. This is Marvel's answer to Kingpin, baby. And they're coming out fully swinging with Daredevil Born Again. Mayor Fisk, so fascinated by that. Him and Vanessa kind of, she took over. She's now the Kingpin. They're having their problems, their issues. So fascinating. And to see Kingpin, when he first showed up on screen to interrupt her meeting, everybody was silent. And then they left. Vanessa. I was like, yo, this dude is powerful. The presence of Vincent D'Onofrio, you guys, as Kingpin is so damn good. It's breathtaking. And then, jumping into episode 2, where it's like a year gap, Daredevil is no longer there. He's done being a vigilante because he crossed the line. And he understands that. He no longer gets that privilege to be Daredevil again. Oh my God, dude. And then see Karen, she went to San Francisco, so she's kicking it with Ant-Man and the Wasp. I was like, no, Karen, I love you and Matt's relationship. But they both were heavily affected by Foggy's death. And then Matt went into his isolation mode, not speaking to her, and she felt some kind of way about that, and she wasn't happy. As she stated in the show, he was both of our friends. They were co-workers. So many powerful scenes. And to see the verdict and see, Bullseye, Poindexter, in court, and Matt, Matt's speech was so powerful. He full maximum sentence, life in prison, you guys, without, a chance of, parole. I was like, hell yeah, man, give this for the death sentence, bro. He killed 11 people in that bar in Hell's Kitchen. What was his purpose of doing that? Kingpin said he had no connection to that whatsoever. So I was like, why did he wouldn't just randomly go and kill 11 people in Hell's Kitchen? That was crazy to me, you guys. Second episode wasn't as good, but I still loved the dialogue in that second episode. When, it's revealed that Wilson is going to be mayor. He's going for mayor, and Matt finds out, and he's like pissed. He's like, what? And then that whole meeting between them two. I love how the sound completely stopped. The background noise just stopped. And it was just those two men talking to each other. I love that entire diner scene. I was like, hell yeah, man. This is what I'm talking about. Get me more of this. This was perfect. And I like that Matt was kind of moving on. He found a woman, right? He found a therapist. So, oh my God, dude, that leads to even more bigger situations because now his therapist, the love of his life is now talking to, Wilson Fisk and his wife, Vanessa. Now they're going to couples therapy. So now it's all being tied back in. It's all coming back to Matt. He's now heavily involved in the White Tiger. Hector. He's his lawyer because Hector ended up actually killing some cops on accident without wearing his whole amulet and his whole White Tiger, get up. So now he's defending him. You have Vanessa and Wilson Fisk, who is now in couples therapy with his girlfriend. And then to point out, I don't know if you guys noticed, but that young actor, in one of the therapy sessions, that group therapy sessions, was Muse. I was like, dude, she is so heavily tied to all of these characters. All this stuff is going to be evolving around Matt Murdock. And I was like, what is going to happen? Insane stuff. Ben Urich's daughter, I love that, I forgot what it's called. I love that she's in this and she has like her own little, podcast or whatever. I was so fascinated by that. And she met Wilson Fisk and he was like, oh, I knew your father, and I was like, yeah, you killed him, dog. You killed him. I was like, man, this is crazy. This was a great continuation from the Marvel Netflix stuff. Honestly, it was a great continuation. It definitely feels like a rebirth in some kind of way, but it feels so similar. It feels enhanced. Great stuff. This is definitely season 4. When Vincent D'Onofrio stated that he thinks this is season 4, this is season 4. And it feels that way. And I love it, you guys. And the ending to season 2 was wild. Wild. Matt has really crossed the line. He's killing people now. And that scream at the end, his frustration, and he knew what he was doing. The way he just broke that dude's neck, I was like, yo, this is crazy. When does he know that he's crossed the line? And when does he decide to take a step back again? Because he's like, he has no remorse now. It's a very different Daredevil and Matt Murdock. Honestly, it's a very different person. And I'm loving it. I'm loving the character development. I'm loving this character arc that we're really get to establish with all these characters like, Wilson and Vanessa and, Matt and, it's so fascinating to me to see that this show was able to retool these characters in the way that we left off in season 3, but heavily enhanced it to number 10. I'm so curious to see what's going to happen with this whole, vigilante thing that, Wilson is talking about. If you put back on that outfit again, there's going to be consequences. I was like, oh, Devil's Reign is coming, you guys. I'm telling you. And he even mentioned the Punisher. He mentioned Spider-Man. I was like, yes. But Spider-Man can never appear in this because, the whole rights with Sony, blah, blah, blah. It sucks. Daredevil Born Again, episodes 1 and 2, absolutely phenomenal. Let me know what you guys think about, the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. Where would you rank, these 2 episodes among the first 3 seasons? Are you guys excited? Is it doing it for you guys? Please post your comments down below. And, of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching Geek Fandom Media. Peace.